Okay. Oh, very good. Well, thank you very much. As you know, we have a very serious storm approaching, cold air coming down out of Canada with moist air coming out of Texas, and the prediction is that with the wind coming out of the east, it's going to be a warmer start, probably a little after noon, a warmer wind coming off the ocean at about noon, a little after noon, and then northern winds coming after that, temperatures dropping, very, very serious storm, increasing from our first predictions of just 18 to 24, what we're hearing now, perhaps over 24 inches. That's over 2 feet with high, high winds. So I urge all Rhode Islanders to take this seriously. This is a major storm, and to be prepared. The most important thing is to think ahead and to get the supplies you'll need either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, because the roads are going to be very difficult tomorrow afternoon. We're well prepared. We've had a lot of advance warning. We've known this is coming. We know it's a major storm, but nonetheless, with high, high winds and with the accumulation, this is a major storm. It's going to be difficult to keep the roads clear with these high winds and these high accumulations. National Grid is here. I believe, have 100 crews placed at Twin Rivers at Lincoln and at CCRI in Warwick. So they're ready to get your power back on as quickly as possible, but anticipate some loss of power tomorrow. And once again, be prepared, Rhode Islanders. When I first came to office, we faced a number of snowstorms, but this is predicted to be worse than the ones we've had in my time in office. And I'll take any questions, or any of the directors will answer any questions.
At some point, in this maybe for Colonel O'Donnell, will highways and roads be shut down, and what will trip that to happen? How will that designation be?
Again, that's something we'll have to deal with if it happens. If the winds get too high, if it gets too dangerous, it's a decision that the governor will have to make.
What's being done in terms of you staffing up extra plows or even National Guard vehicles?
The state crews are all prepared, ready to go. They'll all be on site by 5 a.m. tomorrow. We have about 100 trucks with crews on them, several hundred private vendors that supplement the state crews. They'll all be on throughout the storm until the storm is complete and we've got it cleaned up. I think just to reemphasize a point the governor made, this is a very intense storm later on tomorrow and throughout the course of the evening. Visibility will be very low. The wind will be blowing, snow will be blowing, it will be drifting. It's really very, very important at that time that people are not on the roads. When the snow's falling at 2 to 3 inches an hour, and more is what's predicted, no matter how many trucks we have out there, they won't be able to keep up with the plowing. So there will be times when, during the very severest part of the storm, where it's going to be difficult just to keep lanes open for emergency vehicles. So it's very important people stay off the road during the peak of the storm.
General McBride.
And from a National Guard perspective, we'll be bringing in forces tomorrow to pre-position them. Right now, we've coordinated with the State Police, National Grid, and DOT to ensure that they're staged throughout the state. Initial staging points will be the State Police Barracks, and then we'll work from there so that we can better handle any issues as they come up and respond most quickly to any needs of the communities.
I have a question about schools. I know the concern was if kids went to school in the morning, could they get home in the afternoon? At this point, are all public and private schools, as far as we know, in the state shutting down tomorrow, not doing half days, or what's the status of that?
Well, each school district makes their own determination about that, as you know. And as of right now, the majority of schools in the state have made the decision. There are 3 that have not announced, 1 that has announced that they will be open, but only for the purposes of senior projects and that type of thing. I think that you all are our best ally in getting those notifications from the districts and communicating with the public about that.
Would you urge the rest of them to cancel school tomorrow?
This is a local decision. It's something that they do in working closely with their local emergency management, first responders. It depends on their roads, their busing systems. It's a local decision.
Governor Chafee, are you encouraging state workers to stay home tomorrow, or will the state be doing this?
We're instituting our adverse weather policy. It gives a lot of discretion to directors, and that's what we've communicated to our departments. Colonel O'Donnell also wants to add something on 911. Colonel?
Governor, thank you. 911 will have extra staffing. If people run into problems, we'll have additional people to help them, so there'll be no call waiting. for them if they need help. Also, again, we just recommend people stay off the roads. There's emergency responders. You're putting them in a difficult position. You have National Grid, DOT, State Police, and there's another piece of that puzzle. I'm missing one of the three. There's 4 agencies that are represented. National Guard. They're sitting in the barracks. They'll deploy. If there's trees down, they have chainsaws. They have access to rescue personnel. So, again, we'd rather have them stay home, and especially businesses late tomorrow night.
Sure, if you could give me what you heard in the prediction, in terms of telling people to stay off the road, what would you tell them it's going to be like tomorrow, apart from being slippery? Are there going to be snow drifts?
Yes, I think everyone's told you that. What I was just told is at least 2 feet of snow. So high winds. We're also talking about the bridge, if that becomes dangerous to pass. We also have people stationed, National Grid told me this morning they have people stationed in Middletown in case the bridge closed so they can do some work out there without getting stuck with the bridges. So the best advice is stay home for their own safety, but also the first responder safety.
I wanted to ask National Grid a question because everyone keeps talking about potential snowfall levels. It seems to me that the wind is going to be a real issue in this, and that increases the possibility for power outages. Just give us a sense of what you're anticipating and how you're going to plan for that.
Well, the wind, we're looking up to 60 miles, 65 mile an hour winds with the heavy snow, and just as has been said earlier, with these blowing conditions, depending on how moist the snow is, it could cause a severe amount of damage. But we've been preparing for this since earlier in the week and even into last weekend. We have outside contractors already at CCRI in Warwick. 100 external crews will be here before the storm, 150 tree crews. We have crews, line and tree crews out in Middletown. We have them spread throughout the state. Starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, all our emergency operations centers will be open. So we're fully prepared for this, and we have additional crews, tree and line crews, that will be coming in through the weekend.
Rich, you want anything to the state workers?
State workers under our adverse weather policy, they may choose, after discussion with their supervisors, not to come to work and discharge vacation or leave time, but they should go to the website which will define the policy and for updates, and that is www.riema.ri.gov. And I'm told not to forget the www.
Right? I think we're got a lot of good warning for this one, but nonetheless, take it seriously.
Anything in particular being done for the elderly, the homeless, other vulnerable groups out there, especially
Yes.
if you lose power?
Yeah, I think I think everybody knows that 211 is the critical number to call in case there's an issue in terms of any health issues that may be compromised because of the storm. We are doing regular checks on generators at hospitals, nursing homes, just to make sure they're prepared for this storm, just in case there are power outages. So the key to that is 211, and of course, if it's a dire emergency, 911.
Is the state taking extra precautions such as acquiring snowmobiles to rescue people in hard areas?
Not at this point. The National Guard has some experience left over from '78 on this, General.
Well, that was a little before my time, but I will tell you that we're pre-positioning vehicles that are such as Humvees to support state police, local first responders, and the like. As far as follow-on requirements, obviously we'll address that as the storm progresses into the recovery effort.